Apologize for any background noise. Anyway, I just had somebody make a comment on one of my videos, and the question they asked me was, how do you remember dates so well? Well, maybe it's because I ride a bike and I keep more blood in my brain. I don't know, but I just do. All the dates I tell you, like when I was 2 years old, is accurate. For example, in I was just 5. I remember 1968 very well. I can still see my dad making a homemade tombstone out of wet concrete. You know, that's been 48 years ago, but I can still see my dad making, I'm gonna walk as I talk, I can still see my dad making a homemade tombstone. He had a piece of wood in his hand and he's engraving the flowers. My great uncle, my grandpa's brother, had passed away. He had a big lump. If I ever can get a hold of the old home movies, he had a big lump on his neck which was cancerous, and he passed away. I think he died in a nursing home up in Ohio. And he didn't make, I think he worked for the garbage company, and back in those days he didn't make a lot. So my dad was making him a homemade tombstone. Now, I'll even go back to 1965 when I was 2 years old. Well, you know, some years ago I surprised my dad. We was in the living room talking. I was telling my dad, I can remember those mean neighbors right up the road here. We lived on Smith Road here in Claremont County. I told my dad, I said, I can remember those mean neighbors. And he kind of was surprised I could remember them. Well, he said, they wouldn't really, you're right. He was surprised I could remember that. He said, you're right, but they really wouldn't mean they just drunk a lot. But he was shocked I could remember them. And I can even remember them walking past me, and I was only 2 years old. Now again, like I say, maybe it's because I do a lot of exercise, I ride a bike, and there's more blood pumped into my brain. I don't know, maybe a doctor would agree with me. I don't know. But that's only, you know, the average person out there, they don't exercise, so there's less blood in their, you know, going in their brain. Whereas I ride a bike, 5 miles here, 5 miles back home. That's 10 miles a day. When I come to the library here, that's 10 miles a day. So maybe that's the reason. There's more blood in my brain. So the average person, my brain would remember more. Again, maybe a doctor, a medical doctor, would agree with me. I wish they would comment. But I just do. All the dates I tell you is accurate. But I can remember